Hello guys, this is the Gaming Revolution here and welcome back to an all new Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War / Warzone video. Today we have a lot of information to discuss for the upcoming Nuke event and also Season 3, which is scheduled to release on April the 21st / April the 22nd. As you guys know, we are going to be seeing a Plague event / mode that's probably going to be introduced to Warzone as a playlist similar to the Know Your History playlist for the Black Ops Cold War reveal event. And its description is: zombies have overrun Verdansk and you must take it back. If you fail, the nuke detonates. If you succeed, you exfil. Coming from Zesty Cod Leaks on Twitter. Well, Zesty Cod Leaks followed it up, saying that he's found multiple pop-ups and hint prompts for this upcoming event, saying stuff like eliminate all humans, exfil incoming, get to the exfil, nuke inbound, you are on your own, still alive, survive, the only objective is to survive, this is the end, eliminate humans, stop humans before the exfil, survive, our last chance, fight off the zombies, survive until exfil, this is our final mission in Verdansk, let's send those freak bags back into the ground, the only way out is to survive. And he also posted that he's found information about an upcoming Plague box killstreak, and its description is drop to create a Plague zone that you are immune to. So I wonder how long this infection playlist is going to be live for. Is it going to be live for a few days, just an hour, a week? We will have to wait and see how they actually introduce this event to the mode. Apparently a new contract has been found in the files as well, called Codebreaker Mobile, which looks to be a sequel to the Codebreaker contract from the Cold War reveal event that references decrypting. So I'm guessing there's going to be different objectives and stuff to complete around the map, similar to the Know Your History event. There has also been the Nuke reveal event images and icons found in the files of the game. I won't be able to show them in this video due to obvious copyright reasons. There is also an animated calling card of a nuked Verdansk that I'm assuming you will unlock after completing the event. Once again, I won't be able to show it, it will just be blurred in the background. So today in Verdansk, the zombies have actually moved to the superstore and the outbreak is now at 66%. The interesting thing about this is that Ravensoft made a mistake. When the playlist update went live, for some weird reason the zombies were in the dam and there was a level 3 alert, but the bombardment was located at the superstore where the zombies were meant to be. Luckily, they managed to update the game and the zombies are now where they are supposed to be, at the superstore, but for a very short time period earlier today, they were accidentally in the dam, so I'm guessing the dam is going to be the next location for where the zombies are going to head in Verdansk. Interestingly enough though, Call of Duty did release a new blog post detailing everything about the zombies now being at superstore, and you can read the full thing on screen right now. I'm not going to go through it all because it is really lengthy and I will be here all day, but there is something really interesting noted in this blog post because it confirms that the Haunting of Verdansk Halloween event that we saw last Halloween in Warzone is actually canon to the storyline. Yes, that is right. Within the trailer for the Haunting of Verdansk, they mentioned how it was just a hallucination and we thought it was all just some sort of weird dream state and wasn't actually something that the operators experienced. Well, according to this blog post, it is canon, which doesn't make any sense because obviously now that the Modern Warfare and the Black Ops storyline have intertwined and connected, that means that that event ties into the Dark Ether storyline in Cold War Zombies. As to how, I'm not really sure. The zombies have all sorts of different coloured eyes and you can also hear them screaming Sam, so I'm not really sure what that means. But does that mean that Jigsaw and all of those ghosts are canon as well? Because that doesn't really make any sense. As I was saying, I thought this was all just some sort of weird hallucination. I didn't think any of this was canon to the actual storyline. But according to VGC sources, they replied to Modern Warzone on Twitter saying that the storyline is about to get even weirder. I talked about in a prior video a few videos ago talking about how the Warzone storyline is really messy and it doesn't really make any sense. Then all of a sudden they've made this canon. They should have just not made this canon like it was before because it doesn't really fit in, to be honest. I don't really understand what's going on here. Since we're going to be seeing this Plague mode, as I was saying, it's probably going to be a playlist. It seems like we're actually going to call in an exfil prior to the map being nuked. But maybe you will actually see the nuke hit the map if you fail to exfil, which means that different people might get different perspectives of the event itself. Obviously, over the past week, the zombies were at TV Station, and on Call of Duty's Instagram, Instagram, they posted this at the TV station where it says "Get out," and it says "Just declared containment protocol. Beware sudden aggression and signs of necrosis among friendlies. No matter the threat, BCH4 will keep you informed throughout A11." So we are just 2 weeks roughly away now from this event. I'm not sure if they're actually going to do it on Season 3's release itself or whether they will do it slightly before Season 3, but it's going to be around about the release of Season 3. And the outbreak is now at 66%, so they're getting a lot closer to 100% now. But the thing is, according to SD COD leaks, they found a playlist in the files of the game which shows Verdansk 15 minutes after the nuke goes off. So as you guys know, with the release of Season 3, after Verdansk gets nuked and becomes unplayable, we're going to go back to the past to see a prequel version of Verdansk, as it was destroyed during the Cold War and was rebuilt after the Cold War.
City's under evacuation. Alcatala's got complete control.
This place was nice once.
Well, it's not anymore.
East and West rebuilt Verdansk after the Cold War.
AQ didn't like that cooperation. Now they've got armor, heavy weapons.
Well, the thing is, we will also be seeing a nuked version of Verdansk coming to the game at some point in the future. I'm not exactly sure when, but it will be in time for the Modern Warfare sequel in 2022. And there is going to be a new third-person Escape from Tarkov-styled mode as well, where it's going to be a lot more slow-paced and tactical, and you will loot the map and keep all of that loot to bring into the next game. So I'm wondering if we're going to be seeing Verdansk 15 minutes after the nuke goes off. Maybe in this event they're actually going to preview the nuked version of Verdansk, but we won't actually be able to play it afterwards. We will have to wait a year or two, maybe, for the radiation levels to go a bit down, even though it still would be unplayable, logistically wise, but this is a video game after all. So maybe we're going to get a preview of the nuked version of Verdansk. So it seems like the live event is going to be split into parts. So a playlist will be live, you will complete the first part of the event to nuke Verdansk, and then a second playlist will be live 15 minutes after to complete the second part of the event. So yeah, it's going to be a two-part thing. Well, the thing is, some cutscene dialogue has been leaked from the files of the game. I won't be able to play it in this video, but I will leave some links down in this video's description if you want to listen to it for yourself. A big spoiler warning though, if you're not interested in spoilers for the upcoming storyline. So the dialogue is between Hudson and also Wolf. Hudson says, "It's been weeks, what's the sit rep?" Wolf says, "Rescue mission was a cluster, we got skunked hard. Adler had been there, sons of bitches worked him real good. The Nova 6 threat, man, it was BS. A distraction to draw us in. We've chased every lead, showed them the same courtesy they showed Adler." Intel points to Verdansk. Hudson says, "Pack your bags, bring our boy home." So we're not exactly sure what this cutscene is for, but it is around 40 seconds in length, and if you listen to the audio in this video's description, it might have been taken down by the time you click on it, but it's very dramatic and it sounds really cool. So we're not sure what this cutscene actually is, but I believe it is for the Season 2 outro cutscene. As you guys know, Season 1 got an outro cutscene that showed Adler being kidnapped by Stitch, and he was taken to an unknown location. I think that is what this cutscene is for. And the Season 1 outro cutscene just played when you randomly started up Black Ops Cold War or Warzone, and it was then uploaded to Trek's YouTube channel days later. So we might be seeing a similar thing here with this cutscene, but alternatively, what if this actually plays after the nuke event? Maybe in between when Verdansk gets nuked, and then we go to 50 minutes after Verdansk is nuked. Maybe that is when it's going to play. So what is going on here is that Adler was kidnapped by Stitch, and he was interrogated and attempted to be brainwashed in Laos. That is why we see this chair on the Apocalypse multiplayer map. That is where Adler was held. He was then taken to Verdansk by Stitch, and I'm assuming that is why we see this chair that is very similar to the Black Ops 1 chair where Mason was interrogated in the new Nuketown Gulag. So I think that's where Adler was being held. So yes, we are going to be rescuing Adler from this past version of Verdansk. So yeah, as we know from the Season 2 cutscene, Stitch was just using Nova 6 as bait and didn't actually care for it. He just led them on a wild goose chase. That's why we ended up going to Laos, because there's all of those Nova 6 canisters there, and we've just been going off on a wild goose chase. Well, they do reference reference how they hope that Adler is still alive, so there is a possibility that he's actually died at Verdansk. So we will have to wait and see whether we rescue him or whether he's actually dead. So this little trailer is teasing season 3, and because Hudson is part of it, I'm wondering whether Hudson is going to come as an operator in season 3. That would be very cool. He is a badass, obviously he already is the announcer, but I could totally see him coming as an operator as well. Here's something really interesting. So on Sanatorium, a note has been found. It says medical test trial report state Sanatorium U23, the 10th of September 1964. I believe this is only showing up in the zombies version, the night version of Sanatorium, and it says summary, 20 approved subjects chosen from Sanatorium patient population exposed to audio and video conditioning regimen as prescribed by Yamantau protocols. It says conditioning period 6 weeks from the 30th of July to the 7th of September. And then we have some blacked out stuff, and it says preliminary results indicate conditioning is more effective on young subjects. The reason for this phenomenon is still unclear, but we recommend stepping up Project Glover and focusing on younger populations in Verdansk. And then it's dated the 10th of April 1984, or maybe that's the 4th of October 1984, since obviously the American date and month format is different to here in England. But regardless, it seems like the prequel version of Verdansk is going to be set in 1984, so there was a trailer recently leaked for it, and we saw such things as the stadium currently being built, and the dam was not present, and we just saw a bridge in its place. And it seems like the prequel version of Verdansk is actually going to be set during the Cold War in 1984, which doesn't really make much sense because we thought it was going to be set after the Cold War, since we know it was destroyed during the Cold War and was rebuilt after. What this means though is that maybe on this prequel version of Verdansk, we're going to see it get destroyed in the future as well. Verdansk is based off of Donetsk in Ukraine, and it appears as though the stadium being built from that leaked trailer is actually an old stadium that looks quite different to the one that we see in the actual Verdansk. So I believe the stadium being built isn't the one we actually see in game right now. It's a different stadium, but it gets destroyed during the Cold War, and then a completely new one gets built later. So it does seem as though we will see Verdansk destroyed during the Cold War, so maybe there's going to be another nuke event. It just feels like this has been dragging for so long, or maybe it's going to be destroyed by another method. We never actually found out how Verdansk was destroyed during the Cold War, we just know that it was. So it seems like there was all these people being brainwashed as sleeper agents, and now they are moving their focus to Verdansk because it seems like this brainwashing didn't work and was ineffective on the subjects. And we do see that there is a blurred line of one of the subjects, and I believe that is in fact Adler, because his birth date matches up with Adler's. So yeah, although Adler might have attempted to be brainwashed, maybe it wasn't successful, or maybe there is going to be something similar to the numbers program again. I believe there has also been stuff found in the files about all of the different operators mentioning the numbers Mason, so I'm wondering if in this reveal event to transition to the prequel version of Verdansk, there could be something to do with the numbers and stuff like that. We do know that on this prequel version of Verdansk, there is the Duga radio towers, the same ones that we see in one of the endings of Black Ops Cold War, and is also on the Ural Mountains map, which was apparently going to be part of Blackout 2 and was cancelled. Maybe we'll see it sometime in the future, I'm not sure. But yeah, maybe a radio signal is going to be played from that to activate sleeper agents. But yeah, as he said, I'm not really sure as to why Verdansk is going to be set in 1984, because a lot of us were thinking it was going to be set a bit later. And the Glover Fireteam map / Outbreak map's description says a village set up by Dragovich as a testing ground for the expansion of the numbers program to raise soldiers from birth. Now abandoned and used for new tests for Perseus. Obviously from the campaign we know that Perseus isn't actually a person, it's more so a group, which includes people like Stitch, Naga, and various other people. And it does seem like Dragovich is actually still alive, because there is a wanted sign on Glover that looks very similar to Dragovich. I don't know how he is still alive after Mason choked him at the end of Black Ops 1's campaign. It doesn't make any sense, but it does seem like he is somehow still alive. So he probably has something to do with this Glover program and why we are going to be heading to Verdansk. I like how the storyline is tying in with the zombie stuff though, and also that note mentions Mount Yamantau, which is interesting because that's one of the mountains that makes up the Ural Mountains, and apparently this map is cancelled. cancelled and we won't be seeing it in Warzone. I'm hoping we do see it sometime later. Activision have actually recently been copyright striking people who posted the leaked map for the Ural Mountains, and you can see a recreation for it on screen right now. This is not the actual thing, this is just a recreation, so it's copyright free, but this confirms that the map that people have been seeing on Twitter is in fact real, and you can see all of the further locations on the map that will be coming as future Fireteam and also Outbreak maps, such as Duga, Mines, and more, and those two spots are also spots on this new prequel version of Verdansk. And it's interesting because on one of the notes on the Rebirth Island Easter egg, it's all about Mount Yamantau and stuff to do with Dragovich, and General Dragovich has lies written over it saying Dragovich covered his ass after Breakout, blame Steiner, knew better than to blame me, signed Kravchenko. So somehow all of this stuff to do with the sleeper agents and the brainwashing and Perseus and Verdansk is all tying in with the zombie storyline, as Kravchenko is the leader of the Omega Fire teams and Dragovich is somehow still alive. I'm interested to see how this all ties in and relates to each other. So if the Ural Mountains map is cancelled, some very interesting stuff has been getting posted by data miners on Twitter. So basically, apparently recently in the files of the game, there's been some updated audio quotes that reference things like emblems and armor and helmets and apparently ambulances that would be used to spawn yourself back in if you're pretty much dead. And the thing is, before Warzone released, all of this stuff was data mined from the game and was leaked to be a part of Warzone, but it ended up getting cut from the game and none of this stuff ended up making it because there was supposed to be chest plates and helmets and ambulances and there was going to be defibs and stuff like that, and all of this stuff got cut. Well, people have been bringing it back up again because apparently there's been some updated stuff in the files of the game to do with this stuff. So people are speculating right now that if this Ural Mountains map is cancelled, maybe to make Blackout fans happy, they could have a mode or a playlist that is more similar to Blackout as opposed to Warzone's gameplay style, where maybe they have separate armor pieces and there is an ambulance instead of a buy station to spawn back into the map. But honestly, there is also a big chance that all of this stuff is cancelled, unless maybe they are planning to overhaul the game with this prequel version of Verdansk and they're going to change up the gameplay systems a lot. I don't know if they're going to do that though, but let me know what you think of this in the comment section down below. There is a huge chance that this is all just left over or just misinterpreted. We're not really sure. Obviously, with all data mine information, it's all subject to change and misinterpretation. Apparently, the Cold War operators have also had voice lines added for Modern Warfare's multiplayer, so right now some people are speculating that the operators might be added into Modern Warfare's multiplayer too. I don't know why they would do that, or maybe it's just a way to encourage Modern Warfare fans to play Black Ops Cold War to unlock exclusive skins for those operators. That could always be a thing. Something else is that there is a night version of Rebirth Island coming to the game soon. We're not really sure when. People have been speculating that since Verdansk is being overrun by zombies that we could evacuate to Rebirth Island, the night version, but when we go there we find out it's also overrun by zombies. And maybe that's going to be a part of this event too. It's going to be very difficult to see on the map though, with the rose skin and stuff like that, but there was a boat that was seen coming towards Rebirth Island similar to the Verdansk ship, however it was then removed, so maybe that was carrying zombies there. But yeah, we only have 2 more weeks to go, so they're going to have to release this night version of Rebirth Island sometime soon, and apparently a zombies Royale mode is coming to Rebirth Island before Season 3. The next thing I want to bring up is regarding quote-unquote Modern Warfare Season 7. So as you guys know, this is not actually Season 7, all of this content is just referenced as Season 7 in the files of the game. So recently, Kill House was added into 6v6 multiplayer in Modern Warfare, just randomly. Infinity Ward didn't even announce it, just randomly dropped to the game with the Season 2 Reloaded update. And there were 2 other maps added to the game, which were Al-Rab Airbase, which is another 6v6 map, and Drainage, which is a gunfight map. And both of these 2 maps were only available in private mode, but randomly they were removed from the game and only Kill House is in the game right now. So for some weird reason, I guess they were accidentally added early, so it doesn't seem like they're going to be adding all of this content to the game at once. They're going to be adding it sporadically, but expect them to come in the nearby future. I'm guessing all of the quote-unquote Season 7 content will be released over the coming month, maybe 2 months. I'm guessing we will definitely see some of the new content when the new Warzone map drops, because there's going to be a massive influx of new players, so it would make sense to release stuff then when the player count is a bit higher. Also, people's games have been glitching out to show the Sparks operator bundle, and apparently this is a glitch with turning your time forward on PC. Yeah, this isn't actually officially released, so the Sparks Sparks Operator Bundle will be available for purchase sometime soon. It's not available yet though, but if people are turning their clocks forward to get it, maybe it's going to come next week or the week after, probably very soon though. And this means that the Soap Operator Bundle is probably going to be coming fairly soon as well. And the Sparks and also the Soap Operator Bundles both have winter themes, which makes me believe that maybe they were originally planned to release with the Ural Mountains map, because that's obviously very snowy, so thematically it would fit in with that, as opposed to the prequel Verdansk, which is just more evidence that maybe the Ural Mountains was supposed to drop but it might have been cancelled. We then also have the 3 new weapons that haven't released to the game yet either, but you are able to unlock them in the game right now, but they're only usable in survival. I know you can also get them in Warzone and stuff like that to preview them, but they are the Royale LMG, the CX-9 SMG, which is basically the Scorpion from Black Ops 2, and also the Psychov pistol, which is basically the Makarov. I'm guessing they will be available probably fairly soon, as I was saying, over the next month or two. I'm guessing we will at least see 1 or 2 of them with the new Warzone map. That's everything I wanted to talk about in this video though. There is a lot to discuss here. Are you excited for this Nuke event? And what are your thoughts on the storyline? Because things are getting messy now. Anyways, thank you for watching the video, and make sure to subscribe if you're not here for the latest and greatest Call of Duty news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.